Come on in, come on in, come on in. All geeks are welcome in this space. Let's learn together and seek his face. I'm Lem Philyaw, aka Bad Gamer Elite, your host for this Sound Maiden podcast, sponsored by lifepromotions.org and Clear Hits Radio. God Games and Geekery gives us an opportunity every month to chat about the crossroads of our passions and our faith. I can't wait to learn and discuss with you. Guys, episode 59. Are you kidding me? We're doing a thing. This is a thing that is now officially what we're doing. I know we were doing it before, and most of you thought that we were out of beta. We are now out of beta. This is what we're doing. Guys, I want to thank our sponsor, LifeFest, Life Promotions, Clear Hits Radio. Man, this right now, we are past LifeFest Oshkosh. And by the time you hear this, we may be in the middle of LifeFest Music City in Bon Aqua, Tennessee. And guess where I'm recording from, you guys? I am recording from an old recording studio / ticket area on Johnny Cash's Hideaway Farm. I am recording on Johnny Cash's Hideaway Farm. Are you kidding me? Let's go. History is being made right here for God Games and Geekery. Oh, man. Hey, if you haven't listened to clearhitsradio.com yet, if you love hip-hop and you love Christian hip-hop, you need to go check out clearhitsradio.com. My boy Caleb is running it hot over there. Man, he sponsored the tournament. We'll talk about that in a little bit at LifeFest Oshkosh. He's going to be here in LifeFest Music City. I'm so excited to see him again. Man, you guys, just go check it out. clearhitsradio.com and go to lifepromotions.com as well. Sorry, don't go to lifepromotions.com. Go to lifepromotions.org. That's the one. Do that. Guys, this month has been crazy. I have been doing some gaming, but less than I usually do, just because festival season is nuts. It is absolutely bonkers. I just get so busy. But as far as gaming goes, guys, I have finished 3 games this month. Guys, I finished 3 games this month. That's a third of my list for the year. I think I might almost be done for the year to get my 10 games that I talked about earlier. So one of them was Effie, E-F-F-I-E. It is it's a platformer puzzle game that I was ready to make fun of as I streamed it, and I got into it. It's really fun. It's cute. It took me, the guy that takes forever to finish a game, 6 hours to finish this game. So well worth it. My ADHD gamers out there, go check out Effie. Also, go check out Rise, another game that did not take me long. I want to say it took me maybe 9 hours to do that one. So if you are one of those all-day gamers, maybe you're not feeling well and you're staying home from work or staying home from school or something like that, you might want to check out Rise. Also, Beyond Blue. Guys, I played some Beyond Blue, and they have a photo mode in it. So I had to get into it. I had to do the thing. And so when I did the thing, I was like, man, I'd love to post these. So I posted some on Twitter. I got a response and a follow from the official Beyond Blue account. And they said, hey, we're holding a photo contest. You should enter. So I was like, okay, people are amazing with this game. I don't know, but fine, I'll do it. Your boy won. I was one of 2 winners of the contest. They couldn't choose between the 2. So I was one of 2 winners, and I got a prize. It's really neat. Maybe I'll post a picture of my prize on the socials. It's really cool. I can't even describe it. It's a picture, but it looks 3D, but it's not. I'll post it. just take a look at the socials, either on God Games Geekery on Twitter or Instagram, maybe TikTok. We'll put it up there. You may hear some noises in the background. That's because I am currently in an active festival situation. Well, not active. It's they're prepping. We're prepping. So you might hear some people pop in. And I think that I might not even cut that out. And no, I'm not being lazy. I just want you to get the full experience. So Beyond Blue was a fantastic game. I did try Planet Zoo. I was very hopeful for it. It did not keep me. So there's that, Planet Zoo. Not that it's a bad game, it just wasn't my thing. Not yet. Because at one point in time, Rise and Effie and Beyond Blue wouldn't have been my games. So that's why I never say I'll never play, most games. There's one game, if you follow us on Instagram or TikTok or in the streams, you know what one game that is, that I will not be playing on stream ever, and I'm keeping to that one. But there's I have to not say I won't play certain games, like Pokemon. I thought I would never play Pokemon. The trading card game has got me, you guys, as well as Pokken Tournament DX. Who knew? Oh man, guys, Pokken Tournament DX was the tournament game for Life Fest Oshkosh this year, and it went over fantastically, you guys. The majority of the folks that went into the tournament had never played it. There were some folks that had played it, in the demo, and there was one kid who really, he really enjoyed it. He knew what he was doing, but for the most part, nobody knew how to play the game. And the greatest part of that is the person that won the tournament. This little girl, couldn't have been more than 10 years old, Ellie, had just picked up the game that week just so she could be in the tournament, and she won the grand prize from Clear Hits Radio, an Xbox Series S. And I was so proud of her. Her parents sent me an email after. I'm gonna have to get their permission to share that, because that email touched my heart like you wouldn't believe. And I definitely want to talk about that at a later date. But yeah, so Pokemon's got me. The trading card game, the actual, the online one and the actual one. Some of the kids that popped by over at the G3 Lair this year, which was bigger and better and crazier than last year, had an arcade in there. We had 4 consoles going, plus the tournament console. We have merch now. I don't know if anything's going to be available after this festival. If it is, we will let you know how to get some. So there's people loving the t-shirt design. Shout out to our friend Devil Snare. Thank you, Lindsay, for helping us design that. But yeah, so great gaming experiences this month. Really getting into Fortnite Save the World. Like I said, we're going to talk about more about that later, but Save the World is phenomenal. If you want to jump in with me on Save the World, let me know. Shoot me an email. badgamer@lifepromotions.org. Hey, here's my my gamer tag or my Epic ID. And we'll play some Fortnite Save the World. Now, as far as comic books, TV shows, that type of thing, I did pick up the first issue of Fortnite crossover with Marvel. I haven't had when I read a comic, I like to sit down and just chill with it, and I haven't had the time to do that. I did that for the first 2 pages of it, and I am in. 2 pages. 2 pages. It's a conversation with Jonesy, the Origin, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. And I'm in. That's all I've read. I'm not giving any spoilers. There's a conversation. That's what you get. Um, but yeah, but speaking of comic book and TV shows, do yourself a favor. If you have not watched Ms. Marvel yet on Disney Plus, if you don't have Disney Plus, you go to a friend's house who has Disney Plus and y'all sit and binge Ms. Marvel. I absolutely loved that show. I did not know much about Ms. Marvel prior to the Avengers video game. And then I went back and read some of the comics. And when the show came out, yes, of course, it's Disney and Marvel, so they made some changes. But, oh, it's so good. She is so okay. Ms. Marvel is us. You're a fan of something. You're a fan of the Avengers, X-Men, Fortnite, Pokemon, whatever. She's just a fan of the Avengers because they live in her world. She loves the Avengers. And, spoiler, she becomes an Avenger. She's us, you guys. We want to do those. Oh, she's so endearing. And I just finished up Kenobi on the way down to Tennessee. I was not driving, don't worry. And I gotta say, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Of course, you know, the thing about a prequel-esque type deal thing, you kind of know, who's going to live, who's going to die. But they added some characters that you don't know. You don't know whether they're going to live or die unless you read the books, maybe. I did not read the books. I'm only TV and movie Star Wars fan. I have not read the books. So I didn't, if they added this person in Kenobi, I did not know her story. And they did so well. I absolutely love her story. And finally, movie-wise, you guys, what have I been doing for movies? I want to thank my little sisters and my friend Cindy over at GFM for inviting me to go see excuse me, the Minions movie. The newest, the Rise of Gru movie. Guys, for the soundtrack alone is worth it. It's so good. Oh, and then the story, just get the somehow go watch the Minions movie. You guys, there's so much new that's been happening for me. And so many new things that I'm just finding that are just, they just amaze me. But they may have been around for a little bit. Like, take for instance, Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel, been around for a while now. I'm just starting to get into her lore. So it's brand new to me. And it's like the new hotness. Fortnite Save the World has been around since that's what Fortnite was, and I've had it since then, but I never really played it. But it's a whole new thing for me right now. You guys, we are going to jump in with my buddy Micah, and we're going to discuss that new hotness, what it's like, what it's about. So join me in welcoming our buddy Micah. All right, guys. So here's the deal. We were ready to go with this whole interview, and I'm putting it all together, and my audio disappeared. No clue where it is. So you're going to hear me, but it's not going to be the regular smooth sounding audio. I'm going to sound like I'm in the background of this amazing discussion. So festival time, going to be festival time. Let's go. All right, folks. You know what? I promised, and you know I like to keep my promises. I promised Micah would be here. And Mike is here. How you doing, Micah?
Good. Thanks for having me, Lem.
You know, but what I didn't promise, and I love this surprise. We also have Alex. I am Balmer is here. What's up, Alex?
Another day in paradise, Lem. How's it going?
Good, all right, good, all right. Man, we are all sitting in this hotel room in Tennessee because we are about to go into Life Fest Music City. I woke Micah up.
I was sleeping for a good hour before this.
Alex just got into town, and I was like, "Hey guys, should we record the podcast like do tomorrow?"
Let's do it.
Oh man! All right. So what have you guys been up to? Like what are you playing? What are you reading? What's going on?
Yeah, right now I'm playing a lot of Multiverses. It just came out. I love Smash Brothers, so being able to play a game kind of like that where you get to play as like Batman and Jake from Adventure Time and all those other characters. Even LeBron James is in the game, which is kind of crazy.
They just put him in.
They just released him this week, so yeah, that's been eating up most of my time right now, so I'm really hooked on that. Not reading too much, been pretty busy with Life Fest, but...
You've been reading all of the Life Fest paperwork that comes across.
Yeah, lots of paperwork. Read the Life Fest program probably about 100 times by now, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, what you been doing? What you been geeking on?
So I have to walk my daughter like way down the block now to get on the bus for summer school.
Okay.
And so I've gotten back into Pokemon Go.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, so
it's
back into Pokemon Go. So you
back.
were a Pokemon Go-er, and then you weren't, but now you are again.
Yep. I remember being at Life Fest when the game first came out and then struggling to download it because of all the people there and bandwidth is just all taken. But then, like, literally it's the first day it comes out and halfway through the day, you just see everybody looking down at their phones and swiping. And
we lived in Appleton at the time, and downtown Appleton was nuts.
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine what a larger city was like. Pokemon Go. Oh man, you know, and that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Is the new Hotness. There's a lot of stuff that comes out and it's super new, and you're like, oh man, that's fantastic. Like right now, Stray is out. I don't know if you guys have seen gameplay of this game Stray at all. No, Alex has not.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Okay. And everybody's streaming this, everybody's playing it. And I opted not to, but it's the new Hotness, right? And then, like you said, Multiverses. Again, new Hotness.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at that, it's also old. Because Smash Bros.
Yeah, that's been around for quite a long time.
So, what I really want to talk about is like what in your life has been like maybe you were into it and then it went away and then it came back, or maybe you were new to it and somebody came to you and said, "Oh no, that right there, that's been around for a long time."
Pokemon, it really stands out. I mean, I love it. It was my life goal for each of my children, their first word to be Pikachu. And I succeeded.
It's so crazy, guys. It's so crazy. Both his kids' first words was Pikachu.
I'm ignoring like the mamas and that they had before that. Yeah, those are just noises.
Yeah.
When they said Pikachu, they meant it. when I took my son to daycare a week or so ago, I saw a bunch of backpacks lined up just inside the door. They're like the kindergartners, whatever, that go to the Y during summer. And there was a Pikachu backpack there, and it really hit me of how like cross-generational it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think I was literally their age when it first came out, and like singing the polka rap every week.
What about you, Micah?
Yeah, I think like when you talk about that, my mind goes to all the TV shows and movies that are being rebooted.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So,
How many versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are there right now?
yeah, so like stuff that like my dad was into is coming back, and like stuff that I was into, like my brother and sister, younger brother and sister, got to experience, and so it's kind of a weird feeling to kind of see the generation after mine kind of rediscover some of this stuff.
Oh man, like for me, Transformers. Guys, Transformers. Like my son has been watching Transformers cartoons, right? And he's like, "Oh, there's live action movies." I'm like, "What?" Did you not know that I watched Transformers back in the day? I showed him. He was like, "Oh, that animation is so old." Yeah, it is. I watched it when I was your age, and I'm old. But the characters came from, what he's loving now is what I loved also back then, just in a different form. And that brings me to a question on our faith. How many times do we, like, I know that Mike is in this position where he's a PK. For those of you who don't know what a PK is, that's a preacher's kid. And somebody might bring something up in the Bible, and you're like, "Oh, there's something people don't know that." Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. So my dad, had us in Bible study when we were really, really young.
Yeah.
So we were homeschooled, so that was one of the classes he taught,
Right.
was Bible for us. So we would learn a lot of things that the other, kids in our youth group didn't necessarily know.
Right.
So there would be like Bible stories that I thought were common knowledge that they didn't know until they learned about it in church. So that was kind of interesting growing up.
Can you give us one? Like, what's one that you can remember that you're like, that happened?
Yeah, so I think it was somebody that was new to the church. They were in youth group one day, and they had never heard of Jesus before. So that
Okay.
was a new one for me.
Yeah.
So like I just took that for granted, and I just didn't realize there were people out there at the time that didn't know who Jesus was. So that was kind of an eye opener for me.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's our buddy Tom Coverly talks about that, where he heard someone say in church, like a preacher was talking about Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and he turns to his buddy and he's like, "Hey, I haven't been going to church at all, or I don't know much about this church thing, but I'm pretty sure you can't curse in church."
Hmm.
And he was like, "What do you mean curse? He didn't curse." He's like, "No, yeah, he said Jesus Christ." And that was his buddy, was like, "No, that's the name. That's God on earth's name." And so, like, a lot of us take some of that stuff for granted. Alex, what are your thoughts?
It's hard to think of something that stands out. Like I grew up in the Lutheran church, and then like explored my faith on my own later. but there's plenty of the Bible that like I personally still don't exactly know what's there. I know you brought it up, I think, during a Faith in Film not too long ago, about the Book of Lamentations.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I don't quite know what's in there, but I know it's what the emo kids like. It's the emo kids Psalms.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And you know who told me about that? Like, 'cause I really hadn't read Lamentations. I didn't know.
It was Rachel,
Yeah.
right? Lady Snipe
Yeah,
Shot.
Lady Snipeshot, our friend Lady Snipeshot over at Soundbeat, told me about that. So yeah, guys, there is. I like to think of things that are old being new, where like. There's so much that went through my mind with this. But I think one of the biggest things that you need to think about is new is relative. And we also can take a look at things that we know in a new way, right? Like, I am so excited to get my Steam Deck. Like, I'm hoping by the middle of August I have my Steam Deck. For those of you who don't know, Steam Deck is, a gaming PC and a form factor of a Nintendo Switch. So I can play a ton of PC games. And I have a library of PC games. Like a huge library of PC games, you guys. And that's making it new again.
Yeah, for me, that kind of I had that kind of experience with Resident Evil VR. For Resident Evil 4, because that game's been around for over 20 years, and playing it in VR for the first time was a totally different experience and made it feel completely new again.
Guys, I love just sitting here and getting to talk to you guys and talk with you guys. Faith in Film.
Yes,
We have to go. We have to get back to that next week,
we do.
guys. If you are not following us on the Twitch online streaming channels, God Games and Geekery, every Wednesday that we can be in studio and such. We watch a movie from the week before and we talk about it, how it relates to our faith. You should join us because Alex is good at this. Alex is really, really good at this.
I just observe and I try and make it up as I go.
I'm just here's the thing, you guys. If the next year or two's worth of podcasts just happen to roll over on movies that we've done on Faith in Film, I mean, complete coincidence. Complete coincidence. And then on Thursdays, Micah is been trying to talk me into some new games.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Well, there's a really exciting one that I'm trying to convince Lem to play. He was the one that showed it to me, but you might want to keep your eye on our Twitch channel here because there's going to be some exciting things coming up.
Is it Fall Guys?
It's not Fall Guys.
It's not Fall Guys, but if you liked Fall Guys, you might want to keep watching our Twitch
It's
channel.
not. I will not be playing Fall Guys. But I did bring this up and I regret it. All right. Hey, thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome.
Oh, once again, I want to say thank you to Micah and Alex for popping in and hanging out, staying up late with this nerd. Guys, the new Hotness is and can be the old standards. And not in the way some of us think. The Bible says in Hebrews chapter 13, and I want to concentrate here on verses 7 and 8. Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. And really hard here on verse 8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Just want to throw this on. Do not be carried. This is verse 9. Don't be carried away by all kinds of strange teachings. It's good for our hearts to be strengthened by grace, not eating ceremonial foods, which is of no benefit to those who do so. We have an altar from which those who minister at the tabernacle have no right to eat. Guys, there's that verse 8. Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. There's all kinds of new things that are going to pop up, or quote unquote new things. But our faith is just standing on the word of God and standing on the teachings of Jesus Christ. Because you got to remember, new is a relative term. New is a relative term. I'm saying it for you in the back that's not listening just yet. We're going to wait for you to turn around and listen. There you are. New is it's a relative term. All right? Because innovations that have happened are still new to somebody else. They're still new to other folks. Innovation, and then there are innovations that have lasted since eternity that are still new to us, even some of the brightest minds in our world. You know, time, light, space, these things have been around forever, but we're still learning new things. Man, guys, and I want you to remember, we talked about this before. The Bible is going to give you something new every time. When you think about it, the Bible has ultimate replayability. Ultimate replayability, you guys. So jump in there today. Oh, let's go. Hey, if you want to let me know how you think this podcast is going, past episodes, what you liked, what else should we cover? What else should we do on the Twitch channel? You can hit me up on the socials, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It's God Games Geekery. And then if you want to hit us up on Twitch, that's God Games and Geekery. Make sure you spell out the and. And then, of course, lastly, you can email me at badgamer@lifepromotions.org. Let us know what you think. If you're listening on a podcast player that you can do a review, do the thing. Do the stars, do the review. Let's go. Man. Guys, I love you guys so much. And remember, you are geeky. You are loved.